Dr. Karl joins us today, and we're talking about Cruella.
Yes, it's starting to get warmer, and it's going to be nice to be inside and watch a movie on occasion.
Absolutely.
Yes, and I've been to the movie theaters also.
And how was it?
It's really nice. It just feels good to get out.
Absolutely.
Yes, it really does. And this one's in theaters right now, but you can also watch it on Disney+. Cruella. My kids grew up watching 101 Dalmatians.
Yes. Cruella de Vil.
Right, Cruella.
She was so fashion forward. I think I was supposed to be afraid, but I was just so impressed with her clothing. I loved it.
That's true. I think this story is going to be about that. So she's getting her own backstory. This is kind of the origin story of Cruella de Vil. You've got the description of this one. Tell us what this is about.
Academy Award winner Emma Stone stars in Disney's Cruella, an all-new live-action feature film about the rebellious early days of one of cinema's most notorious villains. The legendary Cruella de Vil, an origin story set in the 1970s in London amidst the punk rock revolution. A clever and creative girl accidentally sets in motion a course of events that will cause her to embrace her wicked side and become the raucous, fashionable, and revenge-bent Cruella.
There you go. So the fashion, she gets into the fashion world, and that's a big part of the plot. And that's kind of as she's climbing the ladder. And there, some cool images. And it just looks,
look at the fashion.
It really does look stunning. And she will do some things with windows, designing a fashion window in a store, and then she climbs from there, and it just looks like a lot of fun. Yeah. Yep.
I can't wait to see it.
I know, this does look fun. Okay, as I always look at every film and I try to make some kind of a point, there we go. Emma Stone, Emma Thompson, Joel Fry, and Glenn Close, who had played in the live-action 101 Dalmatians before, is going to be the executive director. So I thought that was kind of cool, too.
Wow, absolutely.
Yeah,
kind of
really.
coming full circle, or back around.
Exactly. So I always get a life lesson, and for this one, how to deal with someone with a big ego. And oh my gosh, Cruella just grows the biggest ego in the world. And you work in show business and broadcasting. There are occasionally people in showbiz and broadcasting that have a large ego.
Well, I tell everyone you have to have some sort of ego to want to get into this business.
At least a little bit. Good point.
Agree.
And you're going to bump into people that have a huge ego. So I've got some ideas on how to work with somebody and still get your point across when they have a huge ego. Here we go.
All right, let's see it.
Number one is to let them have the last word. Don't care about the last word. Let them feel like they have the upper hand. You don't try to talk back. It'll end up in conflict. You stay composed and focused on what you're trying to get across, and there'll be a time for you to make your point, and you can make your points, but it doesn't have to be the very last statement as you walk out of the room. Does that make sense?
I hear you. I hear you.
Okay, and you can apply this, everybody can apply this someplace in their life, and you can just kind of imagine. Number two is don't stoop to their level. You don't have to take up as much space as she does. And look at her right there with her Dalmatians and that whole thing. She, if you stoop to their level and you're kind of fighting with them exactly like they fight, you'll probably not win. Regardless, because they're just going to think that they won. So make your statements, keep them on point. You can use short sentences, but you don't have to do their thing. Number three, acknowledge and praise them when they're due. Egos need stroking, and if they do something right or say something right, go ahead and say so, and they'll love that. They will just love that, but that will give you some points to get across your point later on. Number four is get them talking about one of their own pet projects.
I like what you did there, pet project.
Right. They love that. So give them space to talk, and they just love that. But you'll still have your chance to get your point across, but give them their due, and you'll get more of that.
All right, Dr. Karl, I'll try to implement it. We'll see how it goes. Turning back to